So hello grandparents and senior friends and supporters of London Christian High. We are just so excited to bring you this video. Of course, things are a little bit strange this year. We're not able to do a live version of our Grandparents and Seniors Appreciation Day, but we wanted to bring you this instead, and we're still excited to be able to connect with you in this way. And by God's grace, we hope that next year that we will be able to see you live and in person. But in the meanwhile, my name is Tim Bentham, and I'm the principal here at the school, and I've got this devotional thought to share with you. As we're dealing with these really strange times, and in many ways these very, very difficult times where many of us feel really isolated and alone. Some of us have dealt with illness. Some of us have even dealt with deaths in or near our families. I'm reminded of the words of Isaiah 46 here, verse 4. It says, "Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am he who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you." And of course, this is Isaiah speaking on behalf of God to the Israelites. Every year at Grandparents' Day, I look forward to meeting with you grandparents, and often you'll remind me about God's goodness in your lives and how excited you are to see your grandkids here at London Christian High and learning more about Jesus right at the center of their educational journey. But what really stands out to me this year as we're dealing with this global pandemic and all the difficulties going on in our lives is just the reminder that God is good in our lives. And we're really looking to you, grandparents, to continually remind us of this, because you have the advantage of maturity and age and life experience to be able to pass on to us, to be able to say, you know what, I have been through difficulties in my life. I have been through, in some cases, very, very difficult things. But as I look back, it was not easy at the time, and I would not have chosen to go through that. But I could see God working in my life in new ways that I just would have never have imagined. I think about the story of a fellow by the name of Horatio Spafford, who's the person who wrote the really famous hymn, "It Is Well." And many of you will know this hymn very, very well. The key line in it being, "It is well with my soul," which is a great line to be able to say if things are actually well in your life. But in Horatio's life, and this is the famous story, he dealt with tremendous tragedy in his life, losing his 4 daughters in a shipwreck, losing his own business and many other things. He was still able to pen the words, "It is well with my soul." And I think about you grandparents. I think about the verse from Isaiah 46, where we're reminded that God is with us, and He's embodied in folks like you. You are our grandparents and our seniors, our senior supporters, who remind us in these difficult times that God is still good and He is our sustainer and the giver of life. And so we hope that you enjoyed this virtual edition of our Seniors Appreciation Day here at London Christian High, and we wish you God's blessings.
In our grade 10 civics classes at London Christian High, students work towards becoming active and engaged citizens in their society. One of the ways that we do this is through our mock elections each year. Students become knowledgeable of all major Canadian political parties, and each party comes up with their own platform.
We're trying to figure out the best way to become Prime Minister. I'm in the Green Party, and our platform is the environment and helping Canadian citizens the best way possible.
Now, we need to fix this problem by getting people back in the workforce.
We're the Conservative Party, and we're campaigning to fix the economy.
My specific role is the assistant campaign manager. So basically, I made a bunch of flyers supporting our government values and beliefs. And I also made a commercial.
So I'm the campaign manager, and our platform is to lower taxes and improve the economy by making jobs more accessible. I learned a lot about politics and how they run, and also how you vote and how you get people to vote for your government.
This year, an overwhelming 48% of voters in our class voted for the New Democratic Party. They narrowly won against the Conservative Party with a vote of 36%. The Liberal and the Green parties each had 8% of the vote. In another project this year, students took a civic issue and actively engaged with it by writing a detailed letter to an MPP or an MP, depending on the level of government, or created a rant video similar to the Rick's Rant segment of the Rick Mercer Report. We hope that you enjoy the following rant on the care of seniors from Nathan.
If you think senior care isn't a problem, you are probably not a senior. The fact is that a large portion of seniors feel that they are inadequately cared for and feel that their independence has been squashed ever since they are marked a senior at the age of 65. Whether they live in a prison-like retirement home or with their overly protective children, they feel as if they are like children again. These people that have built up our country and worked hard to give us the country we live in today are being treated like a bunch of old antiques. Many of you are probably thinking about what this has to do with you, but hear this. We all have or had grandparents, and if you saw your grandpa walking alone downtown with no recollection of where he is or what he's doing, I think that you'd suddenly care a whole lot more. 1 in 3 seniors have one or more chronic disease caused by aging, so there is a good chance that one of your 4 grandparents has or had one. Now that you are at least slightly interested in what I have to say, here are some ways you can help. As a start, you could treat seniors with respect and show them that they can be and are independent. Larger scale, you could protest large senior care facilities and the government to show the seniors adequate care while giving them the independence they deserve.
My name is Ethan and I'm in grade 12. My grandparents are pretty funny people. We visited them quite a bit more over the pandemic. So the things we talk about, stuff I wouldn't necessarily hear from them just because we talk a lot more now because, I mean, we can and it's good for us to talk with our family. So I never really realized how funny they were until some of the conversations we're having surrounding COVID and some of the rules that they might find a little bit overbearing at some point. My grandma makes the best pie in the world, hands down, which is awesome every time we go to their house. They're very giving, very caring people. Every time we go there, there's always food ready, and even if there's not, they're always bringing out stuff as soon as we step in the door. They're very caring, very good Christian role models too. Always checking up on if we weren't at church, making sure that we're still like getting some worship in and just helping us through that stage in our life, and it's really, really helpful for me.
So basically what's happening is we are working on putting together some questions for the elementary school's Battle of the Book competition.
So we are reading the books that will be read by the elementary school students. We're reviewing them to some extent. We're also writing questions to potentially be used in the Battle of the Books competition.
The Battle of the Books is something all the elementary schools do. Each elementary school person who's participating reads 10 books, and then they all come together and they do little battles on their knowledge of the books. So there's battle questions, which ask like, in which book did something happen? Or there's lightning questions, which talk about specific details of the books.
My name is Wilhelmina and I'm in grade 9. I'm in science and right now we're doing a project to filter out dirty water using a couple of materials.
I am Logan. We're given cloth, play sand, we're given coffee filters, cotton balls, napkins, and basic materials similar to those.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm in grade 12. So, my Opa Lise, when he was alive, he always had rhymes for some of my cousins' names. So mine was always Anna Monique, do you still play music? And my Nana, she always used to make little crafts. So an example would be she made baskets out of pine needles, and she'd have them drying, and then once they were dry, she'd weave them into little baskets. My Opa De Vries, he does crosswords every morning. And my Oma, she loves painting, and she quilts and sews. My Oma, she's always really calm and patient with people. Like, whenever my cousins are over and we're misbehaving, she'll always stay calm and she will love us no matter what we do. And my Opa, De Vries, he loves to talk to people, and he can just go up to any random stranger and just start talking about anything, and that's how he'll know stuff. And he'll say like, oh, I learned this from this person, and stuff like that. And I really admire that in him.
The grade 10 experience so far has been really good. I really enjoy all the art projects we're doing. So we have been working on lino cut and stamps, and making stamps and carving the lino cut. And I made a sunflower and using the words fear not. I used the words fear not because I thought they really reminded me of a sunflower and how it stands tall. We also have been sketching still life.
So we had to draw a still life picture of objects on the table. So we are trying to make it look 3D and as lifelike as possible. So using highlights and shadows to really make the object look 3D.
We are doing symbolism and metaphors through painting. I came up with an ant as a symbol of strength and willpower. It's a really small insect, and I thought it would be really cool that such a small object or living thing could represent something like strength and willpower.
Levez les bras, baissez-les. Levez les bras, baissez-les. Levez-les continuellement et baissez-les.
So we're just practicing the aerobics and studying what good health looks like and a good life routine. And we're doing more of a hands-on learning experience with actual aerobics outside. French class this year is more of a challenge than last year, but it's presented in a way that makes it easier for us to learn and actually understand.
Right now in the circle we're doing the same thing without actions, just looking at an image and matching up the vocabulary to that particular image. I think French class is going pretty good so far. Last unit we were doing some review stuff. Now we're doing actions and activities, and we do classes inside and outside. So inside, you know, our desks are separated, but outside we can each take a rock, and it's nice for fresh air, and it's nice outside. So that's really nice.
Continuellement, faites du jogging. Arrêtez.
My name's Emily and I'm in grade 12. I feel like my grandparents have really shaped me in a lot of ways to who I am today, and the way that I approach different situations and the way that I find I can love people. They're just really great people, and I appreciate them so much and have so much love for my different grandparents and just who God has shaped them to be to help me in my walk in life. They're just really funny and they're loving. My grandma taught me what sarcasm is, which is just my absolute favorite. My grandpa's very smart and he's very wise. I just love the way that they love us, and it's an unconditional kind of love. He always says to me that there's nothing that I can do or that I have done that will ever change his love for me. And he reminds me that on a weekly basis, which I think is really cool, and I think that's a good thing, like a good mindset to implement into youth and into the generations that are coming. So I just love what they teach us.
Send some rain, would you send some rain? 'Cause the earth is dry and needs to drink again. And the sun is high and we are sinking in the shade. You send a cloud, thunder long and loud. Let the sky go black and send some mercy down. Surely you can see that we are thirsty and afraid. But maybe not today. Maybe you'll provide in other ways. And if that's the case, we'll give thanks to you with gratitude for lessons learned and how to thirst for you, how to bless the very sun that warms our face. If you never send us rain, daily bread, give us daily bread. Bless our bodies, keep our children fed. Fill our cups and fill them up again tonight. Wrap us up and warm us through, tucked away beneath our sturdy roofs. Let us slumber safe from danger's view this time. Or maybe not today. Maybe you'll provide in other ways. And if that's the case, we'll give thanks to you with gratitude. A lesson learned, a hunger after you. That a starry sky offers a better view. If no roof is overhead, and if we never taste that bread. Oh, the differences that often are between everything we want and what we really need. So grant us peace, Jesus, grant us peace. Move our hearts to hear a single beat between